Good evening, friends. There is a sacred truth that lives quietly behind every love story that has ever come to life. It's this: when you feel married before you are, the marriage begins to form around that feeling. Not because you chased it, not because you forced it, but because you became it. You see, love doesn't respond to longing. It responds to embodiment. The feeling of being married must live in your heart long before it appears in your home. Before someone walks into your life with a ring, you must walk through your days with the vibration of "I am already chosen." And when you do, life aligns to match your inner state. This is not about daydreaming or fantasy. It's about stepping into the version of you who is already loved, already secure, already waking up beside the one your soul knows. It's about moving through the world with the quiet confidence of a woman or man who is no longer waiting for love, but already experiencing it in spirit. Most people wait to feel married after the wedding, but the real wedding takes place in the imagination. When you sit quietly and feel the weight of the ring on your finger, the warmth of his voice calling you mine, the shared laughter in the kitchen, the quiet prayers before sleep, that is where creation begins. You're not asking the universe for permission to be loved. You're declaring, "It is done." And that declaration becomes your frequency. That frequency becomes your identity. That identity becomes your experience. When doubt tries to whisper, but you're still alone, you don't argue. You return to the feeling. You walk as if your husband is already near. You cook with love, as if you'll be home soon. You dress like you're going on a date with destiny. Because when you feel married, the world has no choice but to reflect it back. There is no force more creative than feeling. You don't manifest a partner by chasing one, you become the energy that draws him in. And when you rest in that inner marriage, you radiate a presence that magnetizes everything meant for you. You stop waiting for a wedding to feel like a wife. You feel like a wife, and the wedding arrives. Speak to him in the quiet of your soul, not with longing but with love. Say good morning to him in your heart. Laugh with him when no one's watching. Give thanks for him before he even knows your name. That is how you open the door for him to walk in. The world may call it imagination, but imagination is the womb of reality. What you feel with sincerity and repetition must manifest. You don't need to beg. You don't need to prove your worth. You only need to live as if the promise is already fulfilled. So tonight, feel married not just once, but over and over until it becomes your new normal. And when it does, don't be surprised when your life begins to match it. You don't have to wait for the ring, the vows, or the ceremony to feel like you're married. The truth is, manifestation begins the moment you embody the feeling of already being in union. You shift your identity not through waiting, but through becoming. When you feel married, your energy begins to speak that reality into existence. You begin to act differently, carry yourself with more grace, more security, more joy. The world notices even if no one else sees why. The shift is felt. You begin to align your frequency with what you desire, and suddenly life bends in that direction. The people you meet, the conversations you attract, and even the timing of things begins to mirror your inner world. You're not pretending, you're creating. The outer world doesn't lead the change. Your inner world does. And once the inner shifts, the outer has no choice but to follow. Feel first, become first, and let life catch up. Love does not chase, it magnetizes. It doesn't arrive when you run after it. It arrives when you become the version of you who already holds it with calm certainty. You don't have to prove your worthiness to be loved. You only have to return to the truth that you already are. When you stop seeking from emptiness and start radiating from fullness, love responds. It may come through a whisper, a coincidence, a gentle unfolding, but it comes. Because the energy of "I am loved" is far more powerful than the energy of "I need love." The universe is always reflecting your most dominant belief about yourself. If you feel chosen, supported, and valued, it sends you relationships that affirm that truth. So shift the focus from finding him to finding you, the you who is already in love, already embraced, already walking hand in hand with destiny. That version of you already exists. Live her now. Everything you want begins not with action, but with feeling. The feeling is the first brick in the foundation of your new reality. You may not see anything yet in the physical world, but if the feeling is real, the form is on its way. You don't need evidence to feel, it's the feeling that produces the evidence. The warmth of being held, the security of partnership, the joy of deep connection. When you feel those things inside, your energy becomes a magnet. The feeling creates the vibration, and the vibration attracts the event. Even if the world looks unchanged, the shift has already happened. Trust the unseen more than the seen. Reality is built from the invisible up, so give yourself permission to feel the love before it arrives. Feel it now, live from it, let it be so real inside you that the outside must catch up. And it will. That's the power of feeling, it's the language of creation. You don't wait for the wedding to feel like a wife or a husband. That role is first played out in your imagination. That is the sacred space where reality is rehearsed. And when it's rehearsed with sincerity, it becomes a rehearsal, no longer it becomes the first act. When you speak to your partner inwardly, when you laugh together in your mind, when you feel his hand in yours in quiet moments, you are not fantasizing. You are aligning. The inner world is more real than most give it credit for. Everything begins there. When you live with that kind of emotional intimacy before the physical relationship, you build a bridge from spirit to matter. The union is created in the heart first. Then the world arranges itself to reflect what you've already declared true. It's not about imagination for escape. It's imagination for creation. And creation listens to the one who dares to feel love before seeing it. Your energy walks into a room before you do. It speaks in silence. It introduces you to the universe in a language words could never match. And when that energy says, I am already loved, the world takes notice. People respond to that certainty, even if they don't understand why. When you carry yourself with the confidence of someone who is already deeply cherished, the universe rearranges itself to honor that belief. You no longer ask, where is he? Because you know he's already on his way. You no longer look for signs, you become the sign. The energy of love attracts love. You don't have to explain or justify it. You simply live it. You become the walking vibration of partnership, devotion, and warmth. And in doing so, you awaken a mirror in others that reflects that energy right back. The relationship shows up not because you demanded it, but because you became the one who naturally receives it. Speaking from the end is not wishful thinking, it's spiritual authority. When you declare something is already done, you release the energy of uncertainty and claim the reality of truth. Saying I am married when you are not yet married is not delusion, it's alignment. You're choosing to live in the vibration of fulfillment rather than longing. That choice is everything. The universe doesn't work off hope. It works off frequency. And the frequency of it is done, is the most creative one there is. It tells life that there is no gap to close, only a result to express. The moment you say it's already mine, the clock starts ticking not on if it will happen, but when. Declare the end not from ego, but from faith. Speak your truth into existence, as if it already lives in your bones. Because the more you affirm it, the more your world will rise to meet it, and it always does. The power of repetition is underestimated. A single moment of belief can spark a shift, but it's the consistent return to that belief that builds momentum. Feeling married once is beautiful. Feeling it every day is transformative. You don't have to be perfect, but you must be persistent. When doubt shows up, you gently return to the feeling. When the world says nothing has changed, you choose to feel the change within. And each time you do, you deepen your alignment with the reality you desire. This consistency is what reshapes your identity. It's what rewires your energy field. The more you embody the feeling, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, you no longer try to feel married, you simply do. And once that becomes your new emotional normal, the outer world follows like a shadow. Repetition doesn't just reinforce belief, it creates it. So feel again, and again, and again. You can't want something deeply and then act like it doesn't exist. That contradiction keeps the manifestation at arm's length. If you desire marriage, don't continue living like you're single. Shift your daily habits to match the life you say you're ready for. Speak to your home as if he's coming. Set the table for two. Leave space in your heart and in your closet. When your life makes room, your energy signals readiness. It's not about pretending. It's about preparing. Acting from the version of you who is already in union tells life you've already received it. And when life gets that message, it brings the match to fulfill it. Stop waiting to feel married until someone enters your life. Let someone enter your life because you already feel married. Become the version of you who is no longer hoping, but already holding love in your soul. The rest will follow. You were not given imagination for daydreaming, you were given it for designing. And design begins with feeling. When you sit with your eyes closed and visualize your marriage not vaguely, but in vivid detail, you are giving life a blueprint to follow. The laughter, the routines, the quiet Sunday mornings, every time you feel those moments, you are speaking a language the universe understands. It doesn't matter if no one else sees it yet. You see it, you feel it, you believe it. And belief is the builder. You are not lost in fantasy. You are rooted in creation. The bridge between what is and what can be is paved with repeated emotional experience. The more real it becomes inside, the faster it appears outside. Imagination is not empty, it is sacred. And when you fill it with love, faith, and clarity, the world begins to form the images into events. That is the creative process at work. Love isn't attracted by pleading. It's attracted by presence. When you stop searching for love and start being loved, you unlock the mystery of manifestation. You no longer ask, will someone choose me? You declare, I am already chosen. And from that place of inner security, everything begins to shift. The most magnetic person in the room is the one who feels already fulfilled. You don't chase love, because you are love. You don't seek approval, because you've already approved of yourself. This energy cannot be faked, but it can be cultivated. Day by day, you step deeper into the version of you who is living the relationship now. You don't need to wait. You only need to be. And when your being matches your desire meets your being. That's the beautiful paradox of love. It finds those who no longer search, but who have already become.